he's walking. But this ain't a regular slow-paced bop. This is like a bop. Like, he's across the street looking at my house like someone off of Element. When I seen him touch the screen door, you expect me to let you into my home? Somebody that knows me that's asking for me, just mentally gone. He had a mental issue. Just didn't reply. He's still knocking. Still knocking. We never talked before then. We never talked after. Hey guys, it's me, Paige. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. So today, I have a whole new video for you guys. So today I'm going to be telling a story time about a obsessive childhood stalker. Muckbong. So basically, this situation happened around last year. And like, it all started from this childhood friend. We're going to call him Green, okay? Because what he did was very green. Green and we went to elementary school together. He would always be like one of those kids that just, you know, not everyone hated, but like one of those kids that just like, oh, by the way, I'm doing a mukbang story time. So I have Burger King right here. I got a Whopper. Don't judge me because you know Whoppers be smack. Yeah, let's get straight to it. Like I said, yeah, I knew him since elementary school. He was like one of those kids that everyone didn't hate, but like more so agitate them and no, you know. So but a lot of it was like mentally, you know, so it wasn't his fault, but at the same time kind of just had that type of personality. So fast forward to years later, I'm talking about like I'm in high school, you know. This happened the summer before school started, which, yeah, I was doing virtual at first and then I ended up going in person. So this was the summer before school started. Before the situation happened, I had got like DM from him. He messaged me saying, oh, hey Paige, this is blase, this is Green, you still live in the neighborhood. I'm like, you know, I didn't want to be mean or anything, so I'm like, yeah, but this was way before the incident. I'm like, yeah, whatever. He asked to play outside. And remind you, I'm like 15. I'm 15 years old. Not that there's anything wrong with playing outside, but like when you get older, a lot of stuff that you used to do when you were younger, it just doesn't hit the same because those same people aren't there. It's just different nowadays, and most of the time people don't want to do like, you know, they don't want to do like fun stuff. They want to do other things that is just isn't in my interest. So I kind of got used to just being, you know, not a homebody, but more of staying in a house, relax, being able to just vibe with myself. So I really wasn't comfortable with that, so I just didn't reply. We never talked before then, we never talked after. So like fast forward to 5 months later, or almost, I don't even remember how close, I don't even remember. So basically, it's 9 in the morning. It's 9 in the morning. 9 in the morning. Between 8 in the morning and 9 in the morning. Sorry if you hear background noises. That is my little brother playing with his cards. On a Sunday, I hear somebody knock. Remind you, I'm in my bed, comfortable, you know, in my PJs. Family members to answer the door. They do. I have my room door open, just ear hustling because who is it? I'm skeptical. It's early in the morning. Why would someone show up this early? I'm thinking it's probably one of my other family members. I'm thinking maybe someone had a package because I order stuff a lot. I have a shopping addiction sometimes. I'm thinking it could be anything, so why, you know, why not? My family member asked the questions like, who are you, what are you doing here, like, what's your name? My family member asked them questions about 3 times. What do you mean you're looking for Paige, right? Mind you, I'm still ear hustling, and now I'm kind of like, what the hell, is this someone that I know? Is it like a friend from school? Is it somebody that knows me that's asking for me? Like, Paige, someone's looking for you. I'm like, okay, describes him. And I'm like, oh, is that such and such from, you know, elementary school? So I'm like, oh, okay, I remember him. Remind you, I've always been open-minded to the fact that he did have mental problems, which, you know, people have. That's uncontrollable, you know. So I know it's a mukbang, but kind of hard to talk with food in your mouth. My first mukbang, but I kept that in mind. He had a mental issue, right? I go to the door. At this time, I'm fully clothed. I go to the door. Oh, this is green, right? Because I remember green. I'm like, oh, this is green. I didn't really peep the red flags until a little bit later on, which wasn't that long from direct situation right here. Okay. I'm like, oh, hi, right? I'm like, hi. I'm analyzing him because, you know, when someone shows up at your house, you're gonna be on guard whether or not you're comfortable with them or you're not. You're gonna, you know, it's just a human instinct to pay attention to someone's behavior, to pay attention to someone's tone of voice and all of that. That's just human nature. So I am paying attention to all of that. His body language giving just mentally gone, you know. Once I peeped that, I kind of had my hand behind the door on the doorknob, holding, just on guard in case I had to close the screen door and hurry up and shut the door. So that was my positioning, right? Because I'm already peeping that something isn't right, something is off, something's telling me something is off. So he looked different. You know how you haven't seen someone in years, they look different. So when I said hi and I'm asking, are you such and such, I then follow in with these questions. I'm like, where did you used to live? You know, just making sure that this person is who they say. They looked completely different. Like, I could tell it was him, but I couldn't at the same time. You know how when someone grows up and you haven't been around them, haven't seen them, you don't really know what they grow into, physically wise. So, ask some questions. He's giving me responses that confirm that it's him, but it's more in a riddle type way. It's not matching, right? Oh my god. That's when things started to get serious. They started to get serious. He in terms says, I'm in a tough spot right now. Can you let me in your house? Can I let you in my house? I don't even know you like that. I've known you like when we were in elementary school, but I don't know who you are now. I haven't seen you in years. Something seems strange, something seems off, and you expect me to let you into my home, right? I don't think so. So I'm like, what's going on? He keeps saying the same thing. At this point, I'm getting uncomfortable, and it's almost like he was trying to force himself into my house. He then began to touch the screen door, right? When I seen him touch the screen door to try to open it, which he did try to open, I shut it and I shut the main door, right? Because why the hell do you feel comfortable trying to invade where I lay my head at? That's something you should never do to somebody, is invade or disrespect somewhere they lay their head. That's the most disrespectful thing you could ever do to somebody. Yes, I know he had mental problems, but out of, not saying he should do this to anybody, but out of all people, you picked me. You know what I'm saying? So it kind of, it threw me for a loop. It threw me off, and especially when we were in elementary school, he always used to bother me. He used to bother other kids, but he used to like agitate me on purpose, and he wouldn't leave me alone. It's time to go to his mom's house and his dad's house and tell them like, look, your son is bothering my daughter, and I think you need to like figure that out, because she shouldn't feel like this, especially by a little boy. That's harassment. You know what I'm saying? So that kind of threw me in a loop. I shut the door. Bam. He's still knocking. Still knocking. My family member was like, she doesn't want to talk to you, obviously. Can you please leave? Still knocking. Still knocking. I'm gonna talk to Paige. Where's Paige? Where's Paige? Still knocking, right? At this point, I'm sitting on my stairs in my house. I'm very, like, lost for words. I'm kind of scared because, like, why me? Like, why me, you know? He's still not leaving. At this point, he's like, I want to come in. Where's Paige? I want to talk to her. I want to talk to her. My family member said, you're not talking to her. She doesn't want to talk. He's still at the door. We go upstairs. I inform my mom. She basically is like, we're about to call your father. My dad was busy that day. My mom called my dad and basically was like, you know, there's this young man that is harassing your daughter. She doesn't feel comfortable, she's scared, and he won't leave. He's on his way. Insurance calls the police because now, standing in front of my house, right now, we're looking at him through the window, upstairs window. He's standing in front of my house. My family member in terms yells at him and tells him to leave. Still not leaving. Police are on the way. He in turn says he'll wait. At this point, he informed, says you can bring them. That right there was a sign that Green just did not care. After that happens, Green decides to circle the community. Alright? Circles the community. I'm stressed out, I'm scared. I yelled at him, tell him to leave. I don't want to talk. Still try to inform that he wants to talk. Circled the community, walked around outside, being very impulsive, very, I don't know, right? So that's when the police are on their way. My father is on his way. He circles the community. Right at this point, he's gone. We don't know where Green went. We don't know where he went at all. My dad FaceTimes me. He is telling me he's on his way. It's okay. He's on his way. Da, da, da. He is. I'm telling him that Green is walking around the neighborhood. I don't know where he went. No one knows where he is. I'm scared he's gonna come back, try to bother me. Like, I don't know. So my father is showing me the community, saying nothing's there. Basically, he didn't see him, so I'm okay. But then, guess who's walking down the pavement? Green. Green is walking down the pavement. Somehow, he got to my house faster than my dad did. My dad was in a vehicle. He's across the street. And I'm saying this because I'm looking directly outside of the window. He's across the street looking at my house like someone off of Element, of Lifetime. Someone off of a movie that, like, it just gave something. It gave crazy. So I'm like, oh shoot. They like, oh, this person ready to try to start something. So he's walking. But this ain't a regular slow-paced bop. This is like a bop. Like, I'm out to get you bop. You know what I'm saying? Like, he's walking. By the time his foot steps off that pavement, police cars corner him in. At this point, he lost, so caught, lost for words. My dad pulls up. Police, they have him on the pavement. My dad and my mom's out there, they're talking to him. My mom and my dad come back. I'm asking questions because, like, I'm scared. I don't know what's going on. It's Sunday morning. Last time I checked, it's Sunday morning. 8 o'clock a.m. You know what I'm saying? A girl ain't even get to make breakfast. I ain't even brush my teeth. I'm telling you straight up out the bed, 8 in the morning. So they come back, they tell me he's acting normal. This man that was telling me to let him in my house, tried to enforce himself in my house, that said, I'm not going anywhere, I'll be back, is acting normal. That's how I knew something was actually, like, I already knew something was strange, but like, off. Tried to play nothing's wrong with me card. Not that I'm judging him based off of the mental illness, but I so-called went off of my experience that I've experienced that no one should have to experience. You know what I'm saying? So they eventually he gets the help that he needs, right? So he eventually gets the help that he needs. He's still, you know, gets the help that he needs. But then me and my mom dig a little bit deeper. It was worse for her. That she went through, no mother should have to go through. So that in terms saying that, confirming that his behavior was very dangerous. Not to himself, but to the people around him. He was dangerous, right? He gets put into a mental institution, but I still dealt with the paranoia, I was scared to leave my house. Like, I was scared to leave my house. My house that I live in, lay my head at, I was scared to leave it. Because I'm like, what if, you know, like, I'm just thinking about everything. So basically, yeah, eventually I got over it. I healed. You know, when you got God, you can get through anything in life. You know, you can get through the impossible things that you don't think that you're going to be able to get over. You will eventually get over it because God is good. So yeah, I got over it. But that's just like a situation that has happened in my life that I will never forget because it was very crazy. Thank you guys for tuning in. Like, share, comment, subscribe, and hit the bell to stay tuned for this.